You guys need to do this right now if you want to make millions of credits inside of Zombie Survival Arena. Today I'm going to be showing you the very best methods to making millions of credits even as starters, everything you need to know about this game, as well as how you can make it on insane waves like in the thousands and so much more. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right in this video. By the way, I am doing a Game Pass giveaway as always. If you guys are going to be entered in that, please do make sure to comment your username down below and do make sure to hype the video on screen. You can see how to hype the video. Go ahead and do that. That way you can be entered. Now they don't have a Game Pass gifting thing, but if you join my Discord, I'll probably be giving away some Robux. That way you guys can obviously go ahead and join this. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right in this video. So the very first thing we need to talk about is what classes we're going to actually go ahead and use and what are most optimal in the game. Now, if you're more beginning off in the game, honestly, so if you're aiming for, mid game, you just started playing the game, any class works. Honestly, you'll probably be using Survivor, but if you have any of these, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But if you're trying to make a lot of money, you want probably the turrets or something like that. The flame turrets, one of these, something like this, just something that's overall decent. To be honest, I kind of went from Survivor straight to like the best class in the game because I used a bunch of glitches, which I'll show you some, and I'll also show you the methods that you need to use just in general once all the glitches do get patched that you need to use to level up. So if you can use one of these classes or the celestial class, which I don't have yet because I haven't got lucky enough to roll it, you need to use one of these classes if you can. Now, obviously, like I said, the engineer is pretty decent, pretty all right. Really, whatever you can use that. But you want stuff where you kind of have longevity inside the game and you can kind of just keep AFKing. Not even AFKing necessarily, but let's go ahead and talk about how you want to go ahead and get credits. Now, if you're trying to farm a lot of credits very, very fast, you want to go into nightmare mode. Now, a lot of people can't go into nightmare mode, which is why I want to really quickly talk about the guns you need to use, talk about anything else. So if you didn't know, you can buy guns, as you can see, but you can also upgrade your gun. So as you can see, I haven't upgraded all of these because I don't really use them. This right here is not, I don't think the best weapon in the game, but it's one of the best. As you can see, it's 79,000 damage per second after you max it. So that is compared to this gun over here, which I believe does 38,000. And yeah, this is pretty much pay to win overpowered, but obviously you guys can go ahead and buy this if you're trying to cheat the system. But if not, and you're trying to level up normally, you need to make sure you have a good loadout. Now, obviously I have the Galactic Weaver as just my first weapon and the World Ender is my last. Keep that in mind, but you slowly just want to progress and level up your guns. Obviously, like the better the damage, better off you are. And you kind of just look at that by overviewing, but make sure you upgrade your weapons if you have them because you need to be doing a lot of damage. All right, so the next thing is choosing your map. Now, there's a couple different maps. I'm going to use the Rooftop Siege because I know a couple glitches on here that will make it a little bit easier. I'm going to go into Nightmare, but you don't have to. So the difference between these two modes is if you go into normal, it's only going to give you 5 credits per kill and a 1% chance for Galactic. You go to Hardcore, it's going to be 7.5, Tougher Zombies, and then a little higher chance for the Galactic Zombie. And then you have a higher chance for Galactic Zombies, but you make 12.5 credits per kill. Way, way better. Now, obviously, the one difference is the waves don't stop. You don't have a chance to kind of recover. You pretty much have like no chance at all. So you kind of just have to be killing them the whole entire time. I'm going to just, as you can see, I already have the Galactic Weaver as my first loadout, and we're going to pretty much get hammered in the beginning, right? So the very first thing I do is I try to get enough credits to go ahead and upgrade to that next gun, the World Ender, because it is pretty overpowered and broken. So that is the first move. But obviously, while I'm doing this, since I'm using the Necromancer, I need to be collecting these, and then I can spawn in my guys to help me farm and basically have a way lower chance of actually dying. So spawning these guys in really quickly is very, very broken. Now, I'll talk about probably once I die, the gears. You need to also upgrade your gears. I didn't know for the longest time, but you can actually upgrade those as well. So if you have like the Necromancer or whatever, you can legitimately upgrade them, which is pretty crazy. I didn't know you could do that, but you can do that. So that is very nice. So now let's talk about positioning, especially on this map. There's actually a really good spot right about here. If you run back here and you walk here, the zombies, for whatever reason, just don't attack you. So you can just go like this and you're pretty much in the clear. You have all the zombies up here protecting you. There's a chance, obviously, zombies could spawn in, but it's not a super high chance by any means. But yeah, you can see there's pretty much nothing going to kill you. Obviously, I have a lot of really, really broken stuff. So if you don't have broken stuff, you want to go ahead and move over to this corner and just shoot. If you have turrets, if you're kind of new to the game, what I would do is I would stand here and I would just place down a bunch of turrets. Now, obviously, the zombies are going to come towards the turrets. There's that, but they're walking up here trying to come attack me over here, and I have all my zombies. So what you could honestly do is just put turrets like here, and then a couple up here. And then obviously, if you have the Bastion kit, you could also place down a base right here. And then, there's a lot you could do with this glitch. Now, there is another glitch, I do believe, but now that I have enough, I'm going to go ahead and just upgrade to the World Ender, which is by far better. As you can see, it's doing a lot more damage per second. And it also has something that like shoots out of the sky. But the reason why Nightmare mode is so good is because you just make a lot more money. That's really the reason. You make so much more money in Nightmare mode, and especially if you're trying to make money fast. This is by far the best way to do it. Now, I know if you don't have all these classes, you're obviously not going to be able to do exactly what I'm doing, but if you use that glitch right there, like I just showed you, that will work very, very well for you. Now, if you're concerned about, it not working, or I'm going to run over here and I'll show you a different glitch that you guys can go ahead and utilize if you're newer to the game and you've never seen it before. If you run over here, let me collect these shards. I believe it still works, and you slowly just edge off the side like that. They're all still tricked and they all still think you're up there, and you can just keep spamming in NPCs. Like, he knows I'm there, but he won't go. So then you can also just farm all these guys that are running past. So it's a very broken strategy, either one of these, where you're just kind of spawn farming. Now, if you move out of the zone, you won't be able to kill them, but this is very good for making money. Now, nightmare mode obviously is the best for making money. I'm going to try to make it decently far into the wave. That way you guys can see how much money I actually end up making, because it's actually a very, very good amount. I just keep spawning these in. I have over 300 of them, and they're dying very, very slowly. And if you spawn in a bunch of white one of these, then you'll be pretty much in the clear because you're dealing so much damage. But you can see I'm shooting all of this, and we're barely dealing any damage because the zombies are just dying so fast. And I'm pretty safe because if a zombie spawns in, these guys are going to annihilate him. It's a very safe strat. How long will this last? How many waves can you actually go doing this before you start to lose more zombies than you can spawn in? I actually don't know because I haven't gone that far, especially with glitches like these though, where they're not even really trying to hit you. They're just walking up there. You should be pretty good. And then you can just, you know, keep this going right here. You should be more than good, honestly. Now, 24 waves. Let's see how many kills we have. We have over 2,000 kills. So 2,000 kills times 12 is going to give us, you know, at least 20, 30,000 gems. The further you can make it in these waves, the better. Now, the next thing that you could definitely do is have one of your friends carry you. If you're not able to, you know, have good enough upgrades to actually play nightmare mode, you could also play hardcore, but you'd also have one of your friends carry you through the waves, because that's going to make it a heck of a ton easier if you're trying to make money. Anyways, I will be back in a second. I'm going to AFK, try to get to a pretty high wave, and I'll see you guys there. All right, so I wasn't paying attention and I ended up dying, so obviously you need to be shooting. But yeah, 34,000 credits in, you know, less than like 5 minutes. You get way more, obviously. I just wasn't paying attention. But 34,000 credits just like that quickly. Obviously, you can get millions of credits if you just, you know, get enough kills. You could do it with someone else or solo. You'll make more credits if you do it solo. I'm going to go ahead and spin this event wheel real quick, see if we get the Void Scythe, which is what I've been looking at and trying to get for a while. Boom. Nope. So another good way to get money is this galactic event, because if you happen to land on the ×3 respins right here, or the 3 respins, it's only 10%, but it happens to be a lot. Then you'll get to keep respinning, and you'll most likely just make a ton of credits. I mean, you can obviously get some of the good stuff out of here, like the Void Scythe or the Interstellar or any of those. So those are all definitely possible to go ahead and get. So if you want to get a lot more galactic shards, and by the way, make sure to use the code galactic, because it's going to help you a ton inside of the game, especially if you're trying to farm galactic shards fast. Now, that is pretty much the fastest way to get money inside of the game, but there is a couple of other methods that I will go ahead and note, and one of those is going to be on the Atlantis map. So this glitch is going to help you make a ton of money on the Atlantis map very, very quickly. So I do believe this is just normal. I forgot to select nightmare mode. We already have auto skip turned on, so let's go ahead and do this. Boom, spam these in. This will be very, very easy to get to like wave 1000 on. I'll get these guys spawned in. Boom. All right, so these waves are going to take a bit of time to actually progress. So I'm going to run over here. This method is very, very broken. I've been using this for a bit now. What you want to do is you want to walk up against this wall like so, and then just jump over here like this. Now, it doesn't work all the time. Let's see if they go towards me. Yeah, see, as you can see, these guys over here aren't even going towards me. So you're pretty much set in that regard when that happens. And yeah, that is a good spot as well, especially if you're trying to AFK inside of the game. There's a bunch of new spots that have been coming out with the Scythe. I don't have the Void Scythe, so I can't actually use the method. I'm trying to get the Void Scythe, but if you want to see that method, I'll actually go ahead and show you. So if you run over here to this wall right here, there's a way to actually glitch out of it. I don't know. Maybe I can do it. I don't know. He was doing some weird like zoom and stuff, but you need to be swinging, and I don't really think I can do that unless I don't think I can do it, honestly. So yeah, I don't think I can actually do the glitch myself, unless you had like the Void Scythe and all that stuff, but most definitely broken method if you could get it to work. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment your username down below, enter that giveaway, and I will see you guys in the next video.